Jim, look.
What?
At least it's not Turdsman Drek's stupid hacking atrocity. I mean, Starfleet Academy.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
At least there were some decent ship designs in the 2009 Star Trek film, which I quite like the Kelvin in particular. Fits really into like a TOS era ship design language. Now everybody who knows good Star Trek knows that the refit of the Enterprise, of the USS Enterprise NCC 1701 is by far the best design of the redesign of the Enterprise. Just mainly because it's like one of the most iconic designs in film. And also it just looks so much better than the Abrams Enterprise in my honest opinion. And it's just one of those designs that you just can't even Kirk loves this design. Like, you just look on his face, the expression on his face when he sees the Enterprise for the first time after what's been like a long time from having not seen the Enterprise, and just seeing what they've done to it and how they've improved the technology so much. And you can see some of the design cues in the Enterprise refit on the 2009 Star Trek film, and that is like one of the reasons why this design is like one of the best designs, because hell, even quite a few design aspects of this Enterprise made it into Star Trek Strange New Worlds, and you can just see you see the phaser turrets right there. Those you see on the Enterprise, on the 2009 Abrams film Enterprise, and you just see a lot of like what makes this design so much better than any of the redesigns, because so much of it has influenced modern Star Trek, and much of it is very recognizable. Although angular, it feels a lot more realistic than the original series Enterprise. And you can just tell that here. And I like the fact that they even reused this design in the in the subsequent Star Trek movies after Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home. And the only thing that I wish that they could have did was reuse the bridge from this Enterprise, because the bridge from this Enterprise is just way cooler than the bridge in Star Trek V, in my honest opinion. I also like the fact. I also like the fact that people use this wonderful quote from Leonard Nimoy to browbeat you into liking Turdsman Drek, when this quote has nothing to do with Turdsman Drek. Now, I don't have a problem with people who like the new Star Trek stuff. I've never had a problem. I've had a problem with the new Star Trek stuff, but I've seen people struggle with the problem of people liking the new Star Wars stuff. So this, for me to say that I've never had a problem with people liking the new Star Trek stuff, may be a bit of a fib. So, as long as you're not a toxic fan, and what I mean by toxic is I mean you're always getting mad at the fact that people like stuff that you don't like, and you're doing hit pieces on people and harassing people in order to make them look bad. That only makes you the asshole, and it also hurts the credibility of legit critics of these properties and how they've gone.
Control, this is SD-103. Approach to space dock. Over.
SD-103, you are cleared to deliver Captain Kirk and party to NCC-1701 Alpha. Over.
Captain on the bridge.
As you were. Lieutenant.
Valeris, sir. We were told that you needed a helmsman, so I volunteered.
Lieutenant, it is agreeable to see you again.
The lieutenant was the first Vulcan to be graduated at the top of her class at the Academy.
You must be very proud.
I don't believe so, sir.
She's a Vulcan, all right.
Let's get this over with. Departure stations. Scotty.
Aye, sir.
Did you find the engine room?
Right where I left it, sir.
Stand by. Uhura, get me the dock master.
Control tower reading, sir.
Control, this is Enterprise. Requesting permission to depart.
This is Control Enterprise. Permission to depart granted. 30 seconds for port gates.
Clear all moorings.
Waiting port gates from this mark.
All moorings cleared.
Aft thrusters.
Thank you, Lieutenant. 1/4 impulse power.
Captain, may I remind you that regulations specify thrusters only while in space dock?
Jim.
You heard the order, Lieutenant.
Aye, sir.
Captain's log, star date 9522.6.
Captain, I have orders from Starfleet Command. We're to put back to space dock immediately, to be decommissioned.
If I were human, I believe my response would be
go to hell. If I were human.
Course heading, Captain.
Second star to the right. And straight on till morning. Captain's log, stardate 9529.1. This is the final cruise of the Starship Enterprise under my command. This ship and her history will shortly become the care of another crew. To them and their posterity will we commit our future. They will continue the voyages we have begun and journey to all the undiscovered countries, boldly going where no man, where no one has gone before.